Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, It's Count, here with a brand new Pokémon GO discussion video. Today I wanted to talk about the state of raiding in Pokémon GO. More specifically, I really do think that when it comes to the raiding scene, it has seen a severe decline as of late. Now, I think there's a lot of good reasons for this, and I do want to touch on those reasons in this video, and hopefully Niantic will make some positive changes to raiding so that we could be more enthusiastic about this feature once again. I'm going to be talking about all of that in today's video, so let's roll the intro and jump right into it. Okay, so I've been meaning to make this video for a long time now, mainly because when it comes to raiding, I've seen a severe decline in the amount of activity when it comes to this feature. I think for a long time now, raiding has always been a staple form of gameplay for Pokémon GO, and of course it has been a main source of revenue for Niantic as well. But I do think that the severe decline in raiding has a lot of factors contributing to it, more specifically around some of the design decisions that Niantic has made over time, and of course when it comes to the Pokemon GO community, it just seems that a lot of players are kind of tired of the same old gameplay and they would like to see something new and fresh. So yeah, let's go over all of the different factors that I believe is contributing to the decline of raiding. First and foremost, there is the remote raid pass. Now, a lot of people have been praising this one feature, and I myself included, I really do like remote raiding. In fact, I would actually say that the remote raid pass kind of saved the raiding scene for a little bit, but of course there were a lot of long-term effects that we're actually feeling right now. One of the core aspects of raiding that made it so special is of course the in-person interactions that you and several other trainers typically would have when you go to a raid. And of course this would require a lot of coordination and a lot of planning, and of course a lot of communication as well. So people would form Facebook groups, they would join different local Discord groups, and different things like that would lead to a lot of friendships being built around this core feature. But of course, because of remote raid passes, a lot of those tight-knit groups have started to separate a little bit. There are even some core raiders who I have not seen in over a year. Like, I still see them joining our raid groups through the remote raid pass, but in general, I just don't think any of these certain players are willing to go out and play in person. But of course, remote raid passes is kind of a gray area, considering that it did create a lot of positives along with some negatives. Here are a few factors that I believe are just all negatives that Niantic really needs to focus in on. First and foremost, when it comes to legendary raids, I really do feel like there hasn't been a specific legendary that has generated as much hype as Niantic would have wanted them to do so. Of course, there's always the occasional Mewtwo release or Rayquaza, or some powerhouse like Dialga and Palkia. These always do generate a lot of raid activity, but in general, I just feel like because so many players have raided all of these legendary raid bosses over time, that anytime any of them return to raid battles, even with a shiny release, a lot of players are just not enthusiastic about going out and raiding as hard as they used to. I can't tell you how many players in my local communities got a 98% or a 100% Zekrom and Reshiram the last couple of months that they were out. And I really do feel like because of this, the next time Zekrom and Reshiram return to raid battles, a lot of these players will probably opt not to raid. Other than to farm up candies in order to power up those hundos, they really have no real incentive to go out and raid as hard as they need to, except for to pick up a couple more shinies. So I really do think this is something Niantic needs to address, otherwise we're going to see a bigger decline in raiding in 2022. Of course, there's always going to be repeat legendary raids because we've kind of gotten to a point where we've caught up with the generation releases. We're on the cusp of getting Gen 7 in Pokemon GO, which means we're pretty much going to be caught up because there's only going to be one generation after that. So what could Niantic do to actually remedy this? Well, first and foremost, I really do like the idea of them having variants of different kinds of legendaries, and I'm not necessarily saying they should just throw a party hat on a particular legendary, but maybe they could have some sort of variant form of that legendary, like if they were to have different kinds of Rayquazas, something that is exclusive to Pokemon Go. I don't know, it could be really cool. Maybe they could have an armored Rayquaza, or they could have something silly like a Palkia with a bazooka. I really do not know what they could do, but I really do think that it would be really neat if Pokemon Go had different variants of current legendaries that would be kind of exclusive to Pokemon Go, but still be in line with the Pokemon franchise when it comes to legendaries. And of course, another thing they can do is to create and introduce new mythicals and legendaries. I mean, we've kind of already seen them try something like this with Meltan and Melmetal. Like, it'd be really cool if Niantic were to come up with some sort of legendary that would be first introduced through Pokemon Go. That would not only generate a lot of hype, but it would kind of legitimize Pokemon Go as part of the Pokemon canon, and it could create a lot of interesting interactions with players from different genres of the Pokemon franchise. So yeah, there's just a lot of cool ideas that Niantic could explore, and I really do think that they should start doing it. Maybe they can get permission from the Pokémon Company to actually create new legendaries and new mythicals that would be kind of exclusive to Pokemon Go. Now, the third and final factor to the decline of rating that I did want to touch on is, of course, when it comes to the gameplay of rating. It just seems like there really hasn't been too much added to it over the past couple of years. Of course, I'm not necessarily saying Niantic has done nothing when it comes to rating, because of course recently we did see a very big visual overhaul, and then of course there are those neat little badges like the mini achievements that we get at the end of every battle. Like, those are all really neat and really cool, and it creates a lot of cool interactions between friends. But I really do think they need to go even further. I think it'd be very interesting if there was anything related to terrains or weathers. Like, of course, right now with the weather boost, all it really does is just affect certain types of attacks, but I would like to see certain weather boosts actually do something with the raid battle that is more mechanical. Like, if there is foggy weather, maybe there could be a higher chance of missing your charge attacks or something like that. I think it could add a lot of flavor to Pokemon Go's raiding gameplay. But yeah, these are just some of the things that I've been thinking about when it comes to raiding, because in general, I really do enjoy raiding, but it's kind of been disappointing lately because a lot of people that I used to raid with haven't been as active as they used to. And I'm starting to notice this with a lot of other communities around the world, especially here in the United States. I don't know if it's a result of the pandemic, but it just really seems like in general, a lot of people are just not interested in raiding like they used to be. And this could be a really big problem for Niantic, considering, like I said, this is a big cash cow for Niantic when it comes to Pokemon Go's revenue. A lot of people buy raid passes, and those raid passes generate a lot of money for Niantic. But if people are not interested in raiding anymore, then people are not going to buy raid passes anymore. And because of that, Niantic is going to lose out on a lot of money. So yeah, it'd be really interesting to see what Niantic comes up with in 2022 and beyond. I really do think that an emphasis on raiding does need to be made, considering that this is one of the core gameplay mechanics of Pokemon Go. Without raiding, I honestly don't think there would be much in Pokemon Go at all. But yeah, these are just my thoughts and opinions on this whole thing, but I would love to know your thoughts regarding raiding down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the current decline of raiding? How would you actually fix it? I would love to know. Let's have a great discussion, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And I am Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.